Have you ever wondered why some religious institutions amass wealth that rivals or even surpasses that of some nations? Take, for instance, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This religious institution is estimated to be worth a staggering $300 billion. Yes, you heard it right, $300 billion. It's a sum so vast it's hard to wrap our heads around it. And it's not just sitting idle either. The Church's investment arm holds significant stakes in a variety of companies, actively participating in the ebb and flow of global commerce. It's a scenario that raises intriguing questions. Is this accumulation of wealth in harmony with the spiritual mission of the Church? Does it align with the teachings of Jesus Christ, who emphasized helping the needy over financial gains? This question stirs a heated debate with arguments on both sides of the coin. On one hand, some argue that these funds are used for building the kingdom, including charitable causes. This perspective views the Church's wealth as a means to an end. The funds, they argue, are essential for maintaining the Church's operations and supporting its mission. They are used in a variety of ways, from funding charitable causes to maintaining places of worship and even supporting the daily operations of the Church. Some proponents of this viewpoint see the Church's wealth as a sign of divine favor. They interpret the accumulation of such wealth as an indication of God's blessings, a tangible proof of faith's rewards. In their eyes, this wealth is not a mere accumulation of worldly riches, but a divine endorsement of the Church's mission. Beyond this, some argue that the Church's wealth is not just for the present, but also for the future. By accumulating and managing these funds wisely, the Church can ensure its sustained ability to support its members and its mission in the long run. This viewpoint also emphasizes the humanitarian aspect. They argue that the Church's wealth enables it to make significant contributions to society. Through their charitable projects and initiatives, they are able to provide assistance to those in need, uplift communities, and make a positive impact in the world. This side of the argument sees the Church's wealth as a necessary resource for fulfilling its spiritual and humanitarian mission. On the other hand, critics question the morality of such wealth accumulation in a religious setting. They argue that the amassed fortune seems to contradict the very teachings of humility and charity that the Church is supposed to uphold. Critics point out that the Church's significant stakes in various companies seem to blur the line between spiritual and worldly affairs. They worry that this could lead to a drift away from the Church's fundamental mission. Critics therefore challenge religious institutions to prioritize humanitarian contributions and emulate the teachings of their faith. So we've seen both sides of the debate, but what does this mean in the grand scheme of things? As we pull back, we see a complex tapestry of faith and finance. Religious institutions amassing substantial wealth, a phenomenon which stirs debate. Supporters argue it's a necessary resource for building the kingdom, aiding charity, and fostering spiritual growth. Critics, however, see it as a deviation, a straying away from core teachings and a prioritization of worldly affairs over spiritual ones. It ultimately boils down to personal belief. Is the wealth of religious institutions a necessary resource or a deviation from the true path of faith?